Hi traders, welcome to this video from FXDD on Bitcoin versus the US dollar. My name is Chris from Elite Currency, and before taking a look at this instrument, be aware of this risk disclaimer explaining the fact that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this video is for informational and educational purposes only. All right, this is Bitcoin versus the US dollar monthly chart, and looking at the last couple of months, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row that are bullish. Specifically, last 3 very strong, last 2 very big candles. In fact, just as big as in the bull run of 2017, more or less. And therefore, with this break above the 21 EMA, a clear candle high and low above the 21 EMA, 21 EMA. Bullish angle, 21 EMA above the 144 EMA. There are a lot of things confirming uptrend at this moment for Bitcoin. And I think this BTC USD is set for more upside in the next months. Now, it might not be right away because price could retrace first. As long as basically price moves this year, I would expect a continuation of the momentum, because 5 to 6 candles not breaking this high of last month, that would indicate weakness and failure of the uptrend to continue. That brings basically the entire 2019, the whole year, the remainder of the year left to make a higher high and still continue with this bullish momentum to the upside. So for the moment, bulls in control, they are losing a little bit of control if you look at the weekly chart. Wicks on the weekly candles and getting lower lows and lower highs at the moment, with the gap lower at this point. Now, that said, it's not surprising because price has moved away from the 21 EMA very much. This is candle number 14. So for the moment, strong momentum as well. If you count the number of candles that have not been hitting the 21 EMA, that's in confirming basically momentum. That's strong, right? So with price clearly above the 21 EMA, which is above the 144, everything is aligned. This is highly likely to be a retracement. Now the question is, how long, right? And that's an interesting question. It could be basically just a few weeks, this week, next week, week after, and there could be a continuation. But if it takes longer than that, if it's not basically breaking to the upside by this month or the beginning of the first 2 weeks of next month, then I would expect a bigger correction. All right, and in that case, there could be maybe another 2 months of correction. That could be somewhere maybe mid-October. I would expect onwards between mid-October and somewhere in November, I would expect uptrend continuation. So still a couple of weeks left for price to move higher. So let's take a look at the daily chart. There we go. This is showing like a wave 3 for the moment. So let's put a fib on maybe this move up from here, like that. Okay, if this is a wave 5 pattern, one like this, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish a wave 3, then this could be a wave 4. So far, price is bouncing and respecting the 38.2 fib at around 10K. And in fact, at this moment, it looks like there's an ABC correction taking place. Sorry. If price does break this bottom right here, then price could move lower to the 50 fib, and that could be a bouncing spot, and also the previous stop. So that could be a logical spot for price to revert back in the uptrend. Or if price bounces at this previous fractal, in that case, there could be an A, B, C, D, E, a sort of triangle pattern, which fits typically nicely in a wave 4, and this being a wave 3. And then once the triangle pattern is finished, then price could break up and continue with that trend. So those are the 2 most likely scenarios for the moment, I think. A bounce at the 50 fib or the triangle, a continuation higher. Let's see which one of those 2 takes place. For the moment, price is retesting also the 21 EMA zone low as well. So that could be a bouncing spot as well, besides the fact that there's a bottom here in place. On the 4-hour chart, nothing to add. You can see clearly basically the 3-wave correction for the moment. Very curious if price is going to bounce or break. That will give some indication about the pattern at this moment. But in both cases, I'm looking for a continuation higher. Just when and where, of course, is important. That still hangs in the air for the moment. Not sure when that will take place. But I do know what I'm looking for, and that's either price to bounce here or go sideways and then continue higher. Another way I like to trade is if price re-breaks above the 21 EMA for the first time. That could be a breakout, but the better breakout is even the second break above the 21 EMA. That means price pulling back into the 21 EMA and then breaking again above that same zone. That is typically a better one. It doesn't always happen. Here we just had one break and a continuation. Here we had one bounce and a continuation. So we don't always get a second break. But I think that this is a typical spot where it could happen because of the larger sideways correction, and it's a typical wave 4 pattern. I think that there's a fair chance that price will make a kind of sustained sideways movement for the moment, go into the 21 EMA zone, and then break, pull back, and continue for a move up. What will be the target, though? You might be wondering. 272 target is at 16,500, 450 to be precise. And basically the minus 61.8 target is just below 20,000 at 19,880-ish. And of course, that's where we had the previous top, very close to that at least, with the high at 19,475, just very close to that 19,500 level. And of course, the 20,000 round psychological level. So that would be the two targets for the moment. 272 and minus 61.8 targets are the main levels to think about if price goes if price goes higher. For the moment, though, I think price will go sideways and make some correction before continuing with that uptrend. If price, for whatever reason, does break below the 50 fib, by the way, I still think that the 61.8 fib and the daily 21 EMA zone is important on this weekly chart. And same thing for the long-term moving average on the daily chart, the 144 EMA. And I still think that that could be a bouncing spot, by the way. But if it breaks below the 61.8 fib and the 7,500 round level, then I would be a little bit cautious because in that case, the bears are pushing this way more lower than I would expect. And something else might be going on. Maybe a bigger correction could take place. Momentum is certainly not in play for the upside anymore. And I think that I would have to reanalyze it. That would kind of be a little bit of an invalidation level for my analysis for the moment, because if it does break below 7,500, then it's the upside has not maintained control, and the bears are pushing this way further than I would expect. All right, traders, that's it for the moment. Thanks for joining. More, of course, live webinars, trading and educational webinars with FXDD through these links. You can join live, but also check out the YouTube channel of FXDD, because there you can subscribe and catch all of the webinars and videos from Ned and myself that we add on a regular basis throughout the week. Above all, wish you good trading and see you soon. Cheers.